Watching out for you. A Fox 5 I-Team investigation.
What do you get when you lose more than $100,000? You have 40 women involved. Then you throw in an Atlanta mystery writer. Well, you get one compelling story.
But this one is not made up. In fact, the I-Team's Dana Fowle tells us for a local group, it is all too real. Dana?
Well, these women had planned a vacation together that they thought would go down as one of the great chapters in their life, but they never planned on this villain making an appearance.
It actually started out with just a small group.
Then one by one.
Hello. Hi.
This Avondale Estates group signed up for a European cruise down the Rhine River.
I turned to my daughter and I said, that sounds pretty good. Want to go? And she said, sure. And I said, well, there's another daughter. We'll call her.
We ended up with 42 people, 40 women and 2 men.
And $137,000 later, they were ready to leave at the end of March. They would start in Switzerland, go through Germany, and end in Amsterdam.
I thought of it as a giant floating slumber party.
We had a wine and cheese party on a Thursday night. And we all came together and we had a packing demonstration and we just talked about what we were bringing. It was so much fun. It was the very following Thursday night that had everybody who could come back to my house to say, we got to unwind. Here's what's happened.
In a trip that was supposed to take them halfway around the world, well, it never got off the ground because of a man in Florida. According to a complaint to the Attorney General, it was an Avondale Estates group who says they paid upfront in full to a Miami travel agent. He paid a little bit of the deposit, but they say he kept much of the $137,000 needed to finalize that trip. When the group started to plan their vacation, they landed on this website, the International Traveler, run by Miami's Steve Rodoquino. The very reputable riverboat company says for years it had customers booked through travel agent Steve Rodoquino, and the ladies say he was the best deal, so they paid him in full last summer. But it wasn't until February that they realized the trip was in troubled waters. No airline tickets, and suddenly no way to reach travel agent Steve Rodoquino. I'm looking across the room. This doesn't look like a group of women who suffers fools easily.
I'd agree with that. I don't think he knew what he was getting into.
They were out their dream trip and out more than $100,000, so they decided to fight back. Perhaps one of their best weapons was the pen. Mystery author and former Good Day Atlanta guest Kathy Trocheck was supposed to be on the Rhine with her girlfriends.
It's just not just the haves and the have-not. It's a place where we can all come together.
So the next chapter for a group now calling themselves the Avondale Avengers was to let this writer unravel the mystery of the missing travel agent. Kathy Trocheck writes, "Hi, Steve, remember me? Probably not. I'm one of the 40 women you scammed." She told Steve Rodoquino how the Avondale Avengers had complained to the police, to the Better Business Bureau, and to the Florida Attorney General's office. Yep, she says, it sucks to be you.
That's a cruise of a lifetime, which is what he took away from us. I mean, how often do you get to go on a ship with 40 of your closest neighbors and friends?
They had a legitimate claim right from the beginning.
And this Avondale police officer who's helping them connect with Florida police agrees. This group is not quitting until Rodoquino is held accountable. And the cruise line says nearly 20 other people have complained to them that Steve Rodoquino took their money for trips that were never completely booked. This is not a pushover group.
I don't think so. No.
Fox in Miami went to Mr. Rodoquino's office. Management at this virtual office space says he rarely shows up. Over the intercom at his condo, Mr. Rodoquino said he is officially out of business. If that's true, his next job may be fending off the ladies from Avondale Estates.
We think he must have thought he was dealing with 40 blue hairs. We have a surprise for him.
And the ladies say they did have some satisfaction after Steve Rodoquino announced that he was out of business, but then they started to get these email ads from him for trips, and a big tour company said they actually saw him recently at a travel convention. So the Avondale Avengers now have vengeance on their minds again.
Let's hope they get it. In the meantime, has anybody gotten their money back?
Some of them who, put the trip on a credit card, some of them got their money back, but some paid by other means, and they're still waiting.
So anybody going to make this trip at all?
I think 2 of them are going to make this exact same trip. This is a very small cruise, maybe 140, 50 people. So I think 2 found spots, and 2 are going to go later on. But I'm not sure how you get that many people together again.
Well, let's hope they find a way to get there.
I know, a floating slumber party sounds fun.
Dana, thanks very much.